Yes, a good afternoon to you, Doka. It's good to join you once again.
It is good to have you. And you're sporting an Arsenal jersey. Let me first ask, are you an Arsenal fan?
Well, let me say I love good football, so I sport different jerseys. It's just I just pick anyone that I feel. But yeah, some affiliation with Arsenal, no doubt about that.
Oh, nice. And what do you make of the Jokers coming into the club? And also there's Mosquera. And yesterday Arsenal defeated AC Milan. Huge season ahead.
Yes, I think finally they've got a point man that I think has been lacking for several seasons now. How we will now adapt to the fast pace of the English Premier League is another thing, and he just has to hit the ground running because of that. Shall I say, relatively heavy price tag that he was priced away from Sporting Club de Portugal right there. Of course, it will come with a whole lot of, shall I say, expectation, and I'm sure Arsenal fans will be itching to see what he does when the English Premier League more or less starts. And even other potential signings are set to more or less come to the club, and even the done deals already. So let's see what Arsenal will more or less do come next season.
Come next season, the fans are eager. They are looking forward to Victor Gyökeres scoring his first goal and, his popular goal celebration. All Arsenal fans would definitely want to pop that, and they wish that that goal will happen against Man United because that will be Arsenal's first game. But let's talk about shooting stars. They are shooting. They're all guns blazing, shooting left, right, and center, sending people packing ahead of the new season. What exactly is going on? Gbenga Ogunbote, he has had his first coming, second coming, third coming, and I wonder if he will still come back to the club. Now there's also stories that are surrounding, emerging from news that Edith Agoye can also make a return to the club. This is one man who had a stint with the club. There's also rumors that Kenny Boboye will make a return to the club. What exactly is going on with shooting stars, Toby?
And just also add to some of these potential names, even within the last few hours, we've heard of Nuruddin Awero from Ikorodu City. Also, that name has just popped up within the last few hours as a potential replacement to, shall I call him? They call him the Oracle. That is Gbenga Ogunbote. But one thing I can tell you that tomorrow morning by 7:30 a.m., we would know who will be sitting in the dugout for the Shooting Stars, because I already have it on good authority that there will be an unveiling of the head coach. That is tomorrow morning, Friday, the 25th of July, that there will be an unveiling ceremony. So,
okay, Toby,
however, my
Toby,
source
I'd love you to hold. I'd love you to hold that thought, Toby. Let's go on a quick break. We need to sort out the technical issue. Okay. We'll be right back. We'll still talk about this shooting stars matter. I mean, maybe the club has actually shot something in the studio, so we'll be right back shortly. Thanks for staying with us. We've still got Tobi Ajewole on the show with us. We're talking about shooting stars and potential appointments to make it down to the club. Yeah, we know that the club has appointed a CFO, a CEO, who will oversee the affairs of the club going forward. But no talks about the coach. We also hear that this is Abumi Fadayomi, a chief operating officer appointed by Shooting Stars. Now we're also hearing suspected players and who would also likely leave as well. But it feels like it's a whole overhaul. And all of this is just to restructure the club ahead of the new season. Last season, they finished 8th. And a lot of fans are saying that it was a good finish for Shooting Stars. But knowing their pedigree in the NPFL, Shooting Stars should be finishing among the top 4 in the NPFL, Toby.
On the pedigree, they are one of those clubs, using Babatunde Koiki's one of those clubs that has storied histories when you're talking about Nigerian football. And for everything Shooting Stars they've achieved and what they haven't, you would say they have been underwhelming. Well, within the last 2 seasons, you could say there's a marginal improvement with what they've achieved, because let us look at Shooting Stars within the last 3 seasons, 4 seasons. They've been perennial relegation battlers, but the last 2 seasons has been a bit different. 2 seasons ago, they finished 4th, just one step. They could have more or less been playing on the continent. And last season, they had a brilliant first stanza, a total capitulation in the second stanza, where, of course, we still remember what happened in that their Federations Cup game, where they thought they had gotten moved to the next round by virtue of a walkover, only to discover that they had an ineligible player, and they ultimately lost that game, and that benefited Awori Wolves in the President Federation's Cup. And you would say maybe that was just the peak of it. There has also been rumored disunity between erstwhile chairman Honorable Babatunde Alaniyo and even the general manager, the team manager, if you like, Dimeji Lawal, ex-international. These are uneasy calm between both each others, and you would say a house divided against itself would definitely not stand. But right now, the chairman, who is more or less some 15 or 16 days into the role as chairman, decided that, well, it will be a dawn of a new era. For those who do not know, the current chairman is the son, the biological son of the late Lekon Salami. The Shooting Stars home ground is named after Lekon Salami, who was one of the early founders of the club, and he said he wants to continue and build on the legacy of his late father. Saying growing up as a kid, he saw how his father took Shooting Stars as a baby, and saying that he nurtured the club till those very great heights of the 70s, 80s, even to the early 90s, and saying ever since then there's been a downward spiral. And he made a very poignant statement. He said, come next season, Shooting Stars will be gunning for the league. And I was surprised. And he said that is why they'll be making those restructuring at a full swoop. And that's what we've seen from the management to the coaching crew, even to the media department. And I can confirm to you, I have it on good authority that tomorrow morning from 7:30 a.m. to around 8 a.m. we will now know who will be in charge of the coaching crew of the Shooting Stars, because there will be an unveiling ceremony at the Lekon Salami Sports Complex, which is the home ground of the Shooting Stars. And yes, we'll see how the club will move from there.
All right, I will look forward to that announcement. Tomorrow, that will be Friday to be precise, between 7 and 8:30 a.m. We will get a confirmation from Shooting Stars, who would be the gaffer ahead of the 2025-2026 season. We all look forward to that one, and I'm sure social media will blow up when we hear the name of the new manager. Thank you very much, Tobi Ajewole, for joining us today. I'm looking forward to that confirmation from you and more updates from Shooting Stars. Thank you for joining.